All right, so I want to know so I have a crazy story. So craziest dream that you've ever had.
Okay.
So I have, or it could be whatever dream. But so for me, it's a dream that I always remember, and it was when I was.
Whoa, sorry, do we want to? Because the dream you said about earlier on, that's not really.
It's a different dream.
I don't think that one's
that one's not for the video. Okay. But okay, so the scariest dream that I've ever had, it was when I was like maybe 8 years old. So I'm gonna explain it. It's probably not gonna be that scary to you, but for me, I was terrified of it. So
and you're 8 years old, so your ideas are different.
So this is what's going on. It's I'm walking through, it's like the zoo for some reason, right? At nighttime, and I'm with a couple friends. I don't even remember what friends they were now. So we're walking through the zoo at nighttime, and then we get to a storm drain, or like whatever this thing's, a manhole cover, right?
Okay.
And we open that for some reason, I don't know why. And then we climb down it, and we see a guy standing, so like it's all dark, and there's like a light that's shining. And you can just see a guy standing facing the other way, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're like, oh wow, is this guy down? Why is this guy down here? So we walk up to him, and we're like, while we're walking up, we're like, hey, like why are you down here? Are you okay? And we get like right next to him, right? And then like I touch him, and he turns around, and he has like the face of like this crazy looking bird with like this crazy beak nose. Like
so
I know it
what I thought.
I know
it's fucking Toucan Sam when you turn around.
But it terrified me, man. And then we ran away and like ran up the storm drain, and like it terrified me for a good couple.
Why was the zoo necessary? I don't understand. What's that like? Yeah, we were in the zoo.
Don't judge me for my dream. It was a dream. It was a dream, and it scared me for a really long time.
Fruit Loops nightmare with Toucan Sam.
Yeah, you guys probably like turned around. He's like a zombie eating a child.
Yeah,
no, it was Toucan Sam, and he scared me.
That is so freaking
like,
funny.
and he had this beak, and it was scary. You know what? Okay, what's your dream?
What's my dream?
What's your craziest dream?
Well, you said scary, so you got me on a kick of scary.
Yeah.
So my scariest dream was Dude, dreams are so weird because you're like in one place and the next place. So like I was in a bunch of different places. One of those long dreams that ends up in a castle. So I'm in a castle and I'm running away from an entity.
What, and then Mario pops up? Is that yours?
Yeah, and then it's all
Bowser.
Koopa shell comes at me and I'm like, that was the worst scariest dream I've ever had. Koopa shell, it was red. It could track me. No, I was in a castle and I was running from an entity. Don't know who the entity is, as it always works, right?
Okay.
And you're trying to run. And because you're trying to run away, your feet are like,
you
know how they're like
Scooby-Doo, like,
it's like someone pushed on my shoulder so I can like access
the weirdest, most frustrating
no
thing.
traction.
But there must be there's like a reason, there's like a deep-rooted thing, isn't there? There's like a thing behind that. So
it must be
you having that dream. It means like something.
Yeah, I feel like if you're being chased in a dream, you subconsciously are worrying about something in your life, and you not being able to run away from that is you actually not being able to run away.
But I think sometimes people like overanalyze that. So like, oh yeah, you had a dream about like a weird bird face. That probably means that you're having financial difficulties. And then there's maybe like you've got like a problem with your car.
Sometimes the analysis is pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I had someone analyze me in LP's dream.
That was me.
So convoluted. Anyway, so I was running from an entity, and I was going down like these huge spiraling staircases, then like over these like wooden bridges and stuff. Mind you, this whole time I'm not getting traction, and I'm somehow like still moving, but it's taking forever. I'm looking at the ground, I'm just like, I can't. And this person's getting close to me, whatever the hell it is, you know? And then eventually they chased me into a dungeon, so it was lit by like, you know, maybe 3 like torch lights, dark as hell, right? And I can't run anywhere else because I've run into a dungeon. I turn around and I don't see the person, but it's just like a big black like figure thing. So like it basically Grim Reaper style.
Yeah.
Down and all that. And I just watched the sword go down into my face and throat, and then that's right when I woke up. But in the dream, I was full, however stupid this is, 100% convinced that it was real, you know? So like I was so like, I'm gonna die and go to hell! And I woke up and I'm like,
would have made that scarier if they had a toucan face.
That's true, yeah.
You're so right, dude.
Yeah,
so that was pretty scary, but definitely there was a lack of toucan in there, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely agree. But like, what do you get it when I get it all the time? Where if I'm like dozing off, say I'll first go to sleep.
Oh,
I'm kind of like
I already know
half
what you're
thingy. And
I already
I'm
know
like,
where this
yeah,
is going.
Yeah, well, I'm like,
That, like,
and it's like feels so.
It feels
I'm like-
so real.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I always do this, and I look around, and I'm like,
Weird, yeah.
someone saw that.
Have you ever had,
Yeah.
have you ever had sleep paralysis? I thought that was what you were gonna say. Where you like you're in your room, waking and sleeping, sort of, you know that. And
Yeah, I've had that.
And you see an entity, a person in your fucking room.
No,
I've had
was
that, man. I should have said that as my scariest. That was
That
scary.
is scary.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
scary
I had,
to me.
dude. Now I don't know why I didn't tell someone. I'm sorry, I'm stealing your spotlight.
So what?
Dude, a girl. So I was
It's
in my
good.
room.
Matt's
I'm like
story is probably
waking up in and out, in and out. Like I'm definitely in my room. Here's my walls, here's my bed and stuff.
I was
and
there.
then I can't move, and I'm looking up at my room, and I literally can't move anything. Can't move my head, my anything. And my eyes are open, so I can see stuff. And I see in the peripherals there's a little girl, and she gets closer and closer, and she literally crawls on top of my face this close, and I can't move, so I'm just forced to be awake and stare at her.
And she had a toucan face.
And it's my room, so it's not a dream. In my head, I'm like, this is not a freaking dream. And then I wake up in my room. But it was so
that's
freaking
horrible. Things with little
No.
like that, scary things with little like kids, little girls.
Oh yeah.
Or old people.
Old people, yeah. It's
Like,
always,
With toucan face.
like grandparents.
Okay, I'll stop.
do you have a dream that you want to say?
Super scary. I didn't have. Okay, so it's not.
It doesn't
really,
have to be scary.
It's not a
Just-
scary
yeah.
dream, but it's kind of like dream based. So when I was younger, I think my parents went out somewhere. Basically, the house was empty, like for a night. So I knew no one was coming back. Yeah. So we used to live in like a 3-story house. So it was quite big, and I was at the top floor. And I remember like kind of like half like being asleep and half waking up. And then hearing like a van, like a truck pull up outside, and then the door opened, it closed, and then like I was kind of already a bit, because it's dark and you just kind of, everything seems
Yeah.
like super scary. You know, like if it's light, you're like, well, that's, I don't really care about that, but when it's dark, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh
Oh,
my God."
everything's.
And I was like maybe 10. And then I like could hear someone coming upstairs, like, and I knew for a fact, like my family weren't there, 100%, so it definitely wasn't them. So I can hear someone come up the steps, and I'm like, oh my God, like someone's actually in my house. I was like absolutely freaking out. Yeah, yeah. And then like coming up like the first, and then like the second flight of stairs, and then it was quiet. Then I hear like the next, and like my room's like right at the top of the last thing of stairs.
Yeah.
So I can genuinely hear someone walking up the stairs. Like no one said hello, no one's called out. I know it's not my family. And then I can hear like, and then it's like nothing. Then I can hear like the door, like someone's like touching, scratching the door, and I was literally like paralyzed with fear. I was like, oh my God. Someone's
It's crazy
gonna
how
come
that works.
into-
How when you get really scared, you can't.
Yeah.
But it's like the scariest things, like oh my God, someone's about to come into my room.
Yeah.
And it was going on for like 30 seconds. Then it kind of subsided, and I was just literally freaking out. Then like 5 minutes went by, and nothing happened. So I was like, kind of crept out of bed, and it was like, oh my God, open the door, and my dog was just like sat by the door.
Ah.
So obviously my dog just come upstairs and then kind of scratching the door. And again, if that happens in like daylight, you wouldn't even think twice. But at night, it was like the scariest thing that's ever
there's
happened.
like
Well, wait, I'm-
my entire life.
year
What
old
about
witch
the-
with 9
Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
at the end side of that.
What
Yeah,
about
so
the
bad.
truck that pulled up front? Was that just maybe?
It would have just been like
Actual
like it's a road.
road.
There's a road.
Oh,
in it.
it's a road.
So
Oh,
probably
okay.
someone's
Yeah,
just stopped and they just go out, and it's just it's probably like 9:30, 10. It wasn't even that late probably, but I was just like, oh my, they're definitely coming in the house.
that's terrible.
And because it coincided with my dog coming upstairs.
That scared me.
Yeah, I was scared.
Freaking scared.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Woo! Yeah, that was pretty scary.
What is weird and scary that's been in your head, in your dreams? I want to know it. Tell us in the comments. Go! Do it!